So Lil Uzi Vert has been teasing his next album, Eternal Atake, for the past few months now, with fans speculating that it will come out within the next few weeks or even the next month. But a lot of people have been asking, why has the album not come out yet? And Lil Uzi Vert even seems upset himself that the album has not come out yet. So let's try to figure out, why has Eternal Atake not released yet? So normally when we ask the question why an artist hasn't dropped a project when they've been teasing it and saying on social media that they want to drop it, normally the first person we look to is the label, and in this case we're going to be looking at Atlantic Records and DJ Drama. So DJ Drama has got a lot of criticism in the past, specifically with Love Is Rage 2, when a lot of people were clamoring for that album to come out. Uzi himself said he wanted to drop it, but DJ Drama and Atlantic Records made Lil Uzi wait. But if we look at it in hindsight, that was probably the better decision, because he wanted to drop the album months before, and if that happened, EXO Tour Life would not have been released, and I don't think Uzi would have sold nearly as well as he did. A lot of fans like to complain about the labels holding up albums, but sometimes I feel like they are in the right situation there, and it is a good idea to hold the album, because you could always get that next hit song that will bring a lot of publicity to your artist and will probably make the sales overall better. We've seen this in the music business for a very long time now. Whenever someone has something crazy going on is normally when they want to drop their project, because all the buzz is around their name. And right now, Lil Uzi is still one of the biggest artists in hip hop, but I don't think people are talking about him at the level that the label would like him to be talked about before they really roll out this album. New Patek came out about a month or two ago, and it was a really good song, and I think it got a lot of people really hyped, but I just don't think it was as big as the label would hope. So what I'm expecting is we're gonna get another single or two, hopefully one that will get bigger than New Patek, and it will probably, you know, just lead into this album rollout, because once they get that huge hit single that is going to help drive streams and sales is when they're going to release the album, because that's going to sell the most copies, make their artists look better, and overall just make them the most money. So as much as I really don't like labels, I think this is really perfect for Lil Uzi Vert here. I think a lot of the times in modern day music we see a lot of people releasing music left and right, and you just get a little bit burnt out on it. I feel like the most recent example of this is probably the Migos. They released Culture 1, Culture 2, now they're all releasing solo albums, collab albums, they're releasing things everywhere, and it just kind of gets you a little bit burnt out on their music. While when you look at Lil Uzi Vert, he drops very rarely, but when he does drop and the label does give him permission to drop some music, it ends up being normally a pretty big hit and a pretty big deal, because we don't get that much music from Uzi. This also leads to a lot of leaks, which also push the album back, and something we have to talk about in terms of why the album hasn't dropped yet. A lot of the times, a lot of people really want this music badly, and since stuff hasn't come out in a while, a lot of people will end up acquiring this music through one way or another, and they'll end up releasing that, trying to make money off of these tracks, which leads to the artist then having to go back, re-record new tracks, because they don't want to put out an album of stuff that's already been leaked. A lot of people seem to be getting upset that we haven't got Eternal Atake so far, but right now I don't think is the right time to release this album. I think if they build it up just a little bit more and they release one or two more singles, I think they can really build some hype around this album. I think Uzi is one of the biggest artists at Atlantic right now, and they really don't want to botch his whole release. If they do that, they could potentially hurt his future as an artist, and I think waiting is the right decision. I know as fans, and I know sometimes as artists, we really want the music to just be out there, and the artists sometimes want to release as much music as possible, but realistically speaking, that is just gonna burn people out, and sometimes the label is right. I think sometimes the label goes a little bit too far, and then they shelf some people by not letting them release music as regularly as they should. But in the case of Lil Uzi and Eternal Atake, I think the album is going to come within the next month or so. I think they just need to build more hype for the album, and I think that's mostly the reason that the album has not come out yet. That and leaks. But let me know down in the comments down below, why do you think Lil Uzi Vert's Eternal Atake has not come out yet? Are you excited for the album? What did you think of New Patek, the first single for the album? Let me know down in the comments down below. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you dislike this video for some odd reason, hit the dislike button, and if you're new, how about you subscribe? But yeah guys, this has been JacobThrowaway, and as always, peace out.